It's time for another episode of the award-winning One-on-One with Moan Barrow show. The place to go to keep up with your favourite musical artists, producers and actors from around the globe. Now go grab a cup of coffee, sit back and enjoy today's guest. But first, please allow me to introduce your marginally handsome, occasionally humorous, but always on time adequate host, Brian Jones.
Hey guys, we're back with another episode of the One-on-One with Moan Barrow show. Peyton, I don't know, did you know who was on the show today? It's Anna B. We have Anna B's here. Finally. Yes. I mean, let me go ahead and introduce her though. Anna, where are you coming from today? What country? Are you still in London or where are you at today?
I'm in London.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, please welcome Anna B to the show. Anna, how are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, we're glad to have you. I've been looking forward to this for a long time. So Anna kind of came on our blog a couple years ago. Then she was on Intune magazine, which we do. She was gracious enough to come on that. And now she's on our show. So we've got a whole bunch of cool questions for you. But if you don't mind, Anna, I would like to start by giving you a multiple choice question, if that's okay.
That sounds great.
Peyton, you can play too. Okay, so the multiple choice question is, well, here's the question, then I'll give you your options. Anna B, she has about 4,700 followers on Instagram, which is 4 times what we have. So you need to work on that. So Anna B is popular on Instagram because, that's the question. And then here's your choices. She's a fantastic singer. That's A. B, she's a fantastic guitarist and songwriter. Or C, she is popular on Instagram because she keeps torturing her parents by acting like she's written famous songs so she's taking credit for and fooling her parents, which is my choice because it's hilarious.
All above?
No, there is no all above. Anna, what's your answer, please?
Definitely, it's got to be the third one.
I mean, this is hilarious stuff. I was actually bringing you on today because of your music, and we'll talk a lot about that. But what you're doing to your parents is, I keep going back to see the next thing. I almost teared up when you did the Billie Eilish song to your dad, because it was something, it's like, I'm so glad I'm away from you. I hate, and your dad's facial expressions, he was tore up.
I know he was not very happy with me after that, I'll be honest with you.
So how did this evolve? Explain to us why you're putting your poor loving parents through this.
So I'm kind of always trying to think of new things, new content ideas for TikTok and Instagram, because everyone in the kind of whole music industry is obsessed with TikTok. And I just thought it would be kind of funny to see if I sung a song, like a well-known song that everyone knows that my parents don't know, and just pretend that I've written it and see what they think of it. And I uploaded it a couple of times on TikTok, and I did like a really famous Taylor Swift song to my mom, and she was like, "Oh, that's amazing, my gosh, what a beautiful song, I love it." And I was like, "Oh, thank you so much." And then that got like millions of views on TikTok, and then people kept requesting for me to do other songs, and they were like Lana Del Rey songs, Billie Eilish songs, and so I just keep doing them. And I don't know what it is, but people just seem to love seeing like parents' reactions to songs, and those videos do really well. But then I'll do like a video of my own song, and then no one will listen to it, so they just love my parents. So I've just got to keep doing it with my parents, because that's what's moving the dial right now.
Peyton, she even takes this to another level. So she'll get out like a piece of tablet paper, and she'll write down the lyrics. This is how devious she takes this to. So she'll write like she's handwritten, she'll scribble out a little bit. She'll write the words out, and then she'll be like, "Hey mom, hey dad, here's a new song I've just written, and I want to play it for you." So she really sells it. And it's super funny and entertaining. But you do a lot of things that I find very interesting that I don't see a lot of other people doing on your Instagram. One of my other favorite things, other than just torturing your parents, which we're going to have to have them on the show, because I don't know if they know their Instagram.
Famous.
They're famous.
Yeah.
I mean, just your parents.
You know,
They should be getting royalties off
They
your
should be.
music. But
Yeah.
you'll also
Not gonna
kind of,
happen.
yeah, you're going to have to be honest with them. But you'll also take, well, like a little MP3 player around or something, or your phone, and you're like, hey, I've just written this new song. Would you take a listen to it? I was watching you do this with an elderly couple, and clearly the elderly man was smitten by Anna in this video. I'm just being honest about it. And then his little petite wife was with him, and she played the music for him, and they were like, the man immediately, before it even played, he's like, I love it.
Oh, that one, yes. So I was in New York visiting a couple of my friends, and I would like, my dream is to live in New York. And I went around Central Park and was kind of playing it, like my song, to random people and just going up to them and saying, hi, I've written a new song, like let me know what you think of it. And then my friend was filming me behind,
Right.
and they were so nice. Some people are understandably not very nice at all, but I have to say, people in Central Park, people in America more generally than the UK, were so friendly and so open-minded and was so sweet. So that was a nice video. That's so funny that you that you've seen that.
It's so funny. And I mean, she just does lots of things on Instagram, whether, it's going around and asking people if they like their music, or she'll often have her friends or somebody, pick 3 random words, and then she'll write a song. I used to do that when I was young and talented as well. I'd just pick 3 random objects and write songs about it. Can you imagine if I took my music and walked around the streets of New York? How long do you think it would be before I was brutalized by doing that? It would be terrible.
You should, next time I come to New York, we can do it together.
I'd be terrified. I would do your music, not mine, clearly.
I'll be in the background just videotaping you guys doing it.
That's insane. I can't imagine. So you've really got a handle on this social media thing, and it's challenging. It's a juggling act for most people, but you seem to really enjoy it. A lot of artists struggle with, balancing work-life balance, and then, oh my gosh, when you have a lot of people watching you and waiting for you to do the next funny thing or entertaining thing, you've really capitalized on that. So well done. What else you got up your sleeve? You got some new things you're thinking about trying as far as social media gags, if you will? I mean, please don't stop doing the thing with your parents, because that's my favorite thing in the world. So
Okay, I won't stop doing that. I don't know, I probably should think of a couple of more different ideas to do, but I think I saw one girl, and she like goes on the streets and she takes 3 random things and she'll write a song from them. So I tried doing that. I'm kind of trying to, like, I take ideas from other people who've done stuff and that content has performed really well. But I probably should think of a couple of different ideas. I think I could do the pretending I've written famous songs to my friends, or like my grandparents, because my grandparents will have no idea about who Billie Eilish is, so that could be quite good. But yeah, no, if you have any ideas, then let me know, and I'll try and do them.
Peyton, you had a question about the whole radio thing.
Yeah, I was just curious because I know it's a very exciting thing. I had one of my songs, I think a few years ago, on the radio, and I just can't explain it to words on the excitement. So I was kind of curious on just how you felt hearing your song. I think in your car when you heard your song played on the radio.
Yeah, it was amazing. I was so excited for it to be on. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, I'd submitted it, and I'm like always cold calling radio stations saying like, please play my song, and most of them say no. But anyway, this one was BBC Radio Bristol, and they played it, and yeah, it was amazing. It was so cool. I couldn't believe it. I'm still like on a high.
So, they play this song, and of course you're hoping everyone in the world is listening at that moment. And there's probably like 3 people that hear it, but it's like next level exciting when that happens. Was that your first time where a song of yours was ever played on the radio like that?
No, it wasn't the first time, but it was the first time that song had been played on like a kind of like a big station in the UK. I've managed to get it on like a couple of smaller ones, but the BBC was really exciting. So yeah, I love that. That's
amazing. So we first kind of heard about you when your song People Keep Telling Me came out. I think it was around 2020. That was a fantastic song. I mean, that was one of my favorites of all time. And then you had a little break. And I don't know if that was due to COVID or different things of that nature. But now, and I don't know if you have like a Latin or Spanish descent or heritage. You can tell us about that. But you've got this new song called What If? And I mean, every time I hear it, Peyton keeps laughing at me because I attempt to do the flamenco dance, you know, because it's got this Latin beat, but it's really good. Yeah, it's a terrible dance. I'm not a good dancer, especially when you're in a chair. But how did this come about? And I mean, what's the history behind kind of the Spanish or Latin overtones of that song?
So yeah, well, thank you so much for listening to it and for dancing to it. You might be the only
Tempting
person
to
who does
dance.
that. But I've grown up listening to lots of Spanish music. I love the Gypsy Kings, like Camila Cabello, Jennifer Lopez, and some of my favorite artists. And I'd always wanted to write a song that had like a strong like Latino influence and had layered Spanish guitars. And I was finishing up a session about a year ago with this amazing songwriter called Steve Overland, who's the lead singer in this band FM. And I just said, oh, you know, I've wanted to write this song for a long time. And I had this idea in my head of this girl who goes on holiday and she goes, you know, I think, imagine it had been somewhere like South America, and she falls in love with this guy and she comes back and then she just thinks, oh my God, what would have happened if I'd stayed?
Yeah.
And so that was the inspiration behind it. So it's a song about kind of missed opportunities and wondering what would have happened if things had turned out differently. And the guitars were recorded by this amazing guitarist called Tony Remy, who is in a band with my mum. My mum's in a band. She's a singer as well. And
Your mom is in a band?
My mum's in a band, yeah. Which is
we got to book her on the show. This is crazy.
She'd love to come on, yeah. But just don't tell her that I sing songs that aren't mine. You can't blow my cover.
I won't. I promise. It's too good. Continue. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, that was basically it. And yeah, so that was the song, and I wrote it a long time ago, and then kind of didn't put it out because I was trying to get a deal for the last year, and I've just signed this kind of management deal, which is great. So then I put it out a month ago yesterday, and yeah, I'm just working on promoting it right now, but it's very exciting.
Well, we'd like to play a little clip. I'm probably going to dance. I'm not going to lie about it. We'd like to play a little clip. Every time we play somebody's music on our show, we get flagged by YouTube. They're like, oh, copyright claim. And so it's going to happen. But to be legal about it, you are in fact Anna B, the real Anna B, and you are giving us permission to play your song. Mm-hmm. Awesome. Okay, we can do this. We're not going to get sued. So I'm going to play a little clip. I'm probably going to mess this up, but this is What If by Anna B.
Inside the fire still burns.
Oh, yeah. Here we go, Paige. Don't leave me hanging.
What if I stayed, never walked away? What if we didn't part? What if you tried to keep me by your side? What if we went back to the start?
Oh, dude.
What if you still held my heart?
You got that song. I mean, that song is, you can't sit there and listen to that and not move.
I felt like my dancing got a little better as that.
It did. You're getting there. You're like, if I'm a 10, you're like a 7 at this point.
Like
so you,
7.5, I'm getting there.
yeah, you're getting there.
You guys are a lot better than me. I'm like a -2 at dancing.
We saw your video. We saw your moves. We were watching your YouTube video. You're excellent. So I think I just threw my back out. So now I've got pneumonia and my back's out, but that's okay. Love that. We're going to take a quick break. So don't go anywhere. We've got some more questions. We'll leave your parents alone on the next segment and talk about some other stuff, but stay with us, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back with more from Anna B.
Design better projects faster with Envato Elements. Get unlimited downloads of beautiful and ready-to-use templates for your digital projects. Create more with premium design assets, video templates, mockups, fonts, presentations, photos, audio files, and more, all with commercial licenses for extra peace of mind. Envato Elements will make any project better while saving you time, effort, and money. Get unlimited downloads with Envato Elements and start creating today.
Hey, we're back with Anna B. She's joining us from London today. So thank you so much for being with us. We got a lot more questions. Peyton, you got one you was kind of working up for Anna.
Yeah, I mean, so we obviously know that you're always busy with music and playing guitar and all that good stuff. But other than music, do you have any hobbies or any other interests?
I love drama. I've got this drama exam which I'm taking tomorrow actually, which kind of means I can like teach drama and like tutor it. So I love acting, and when I was at university, I was kind of involved in lots of the plays they had there, which was great. So yeah, music and drama, those are my two. I mean, music number one, but I love drama as well.
Awesome. Any favorite TV shows? Because that's something I'm always interested in. With when I get a guest on, I'm like, what are you watching on TV right now?
I've just started actually, I never watched it before, Sex and the City, which I think is amazing.
Okay, I will never watch that because I am a man.
I've never seen it, to be honest.
I would have to turn in my man card, or my wife Lisa would be like, "What are you watching?"
You might, you might be surprised. It's really good, but maybe it probably is more of a girl thing. I started watching the show called Euphoria, which everyone is kind of obsessed with right now. Yeah, it's so good. So those are the two on my list right now, which are
Do
great.
you ever watch Big Brother, and do they have that in London?
No, but I've heard of Big Brother actually.
Oh, it's so good. It's crazy. And for years, people were like, "Oh man, are you watching Big Brother?" And I'm like, "Nah, that's not for me." And then my wife got me watching it like 4 years ago. And now I'm like, it's like crack of TV. I mean, once you watch it, you're in. I mean, you're stuck watching it. But
What's
so,
it about?
well, it's basically they take 16 random actors, actresses, not necessarily famous people, but people of notoriety, I guess, Instagram people, someone like you might be on the show. And then they put them in a house. It's like a large house for months, and every room has cameras in it. And it's just, they put them through tests and challenges. And then whoever wins, whoever doesn't get voted off of the show by their peers, by the end wins $275,000. So it's a little deceitful. It's a strategy.
Mhm.
And it just finished up season 24. So it's very popular here in the United States. But back to you, Anna, because this is about you, not me. I'm not near as interesting.
Oh no, I'm not sure about that.
Not too much. So when you go around and ask people on the streets, you're like, "Hey, would you take a listen to this?" And I don't know how many retakes or overdubs. I would probably compile a blooper reel. For me, if I did this, it would be all blooper reel. But do you get those people? You're doing this in New York, you're doing this in other places. Do you get people that probably you don't want to put on the clip for Instagram?
Oh yeah, most people, I mean, most people look at me like I'm a complete freak for doing it, which I understand because it's such a weird thing to go up to strangers and say, "Oh, this is my new song. Can you listen to it?" Some people, they don't like it, which is completely understandable. Some
Mhm.
people just say, "Oh no, I don't have time."
Right.
So, but I think that's a good idea. I should do like a bloopers one, like a clip of all the kind of the failed ones, because I can tell you most of them are all failed ones. But it's quite funny seeing people's reaction. And I guess probably more authentic actually, because the videos that do best are when they don't like the song, because that's kind of funny content. But yeah, it's funny. I kind of hate doing it because I get so nervous before, but I just have to kind of do it because it gets the views, and then it kind
Yeah,
of.
I would probably, like, if you approached me and I'd be like, "Ma'am, I don't have any money on me."
Yeah, they
Because
think that I'm asking them for money, but I'm not.
yeah, I'd be like, "No, thank you. I'm not interested." That'd be me if you approached me. Now maybe if it was you, I'd be like, "Sure, I'll listen."
Yeah.
But most people, I'd be like, "No, no, no, thank you. I'm
Well,
Moan Barrow."
well, I'm
No.
curious, like on stuff like that, like you're going to people out in public and you're obviously making all this music. What's like the biggest inspiration for you? Like what inspires you to do all this?
In terms of like writing songs, or in terms of creating like
Just
content?
creating content, making music, just everything in general.
Well, I feel like I'm always like looking at kind of artists who are growing and breaking right now, and they're all breaking through TikTok or through social media, and they're all doing it through just creating like short form content. And so I'm kind of trying to replicate that and do that in my own way by just making lots of content, build up a following, and then release a song, and then more people will listen to it. So that's kind of that's the inspiration behind it. And then I'm always looking at what other people are doing and seeing how I can kind of take what they're doing and change it, or come up with new ideas to kind of show that I can sing and play guitar and that I write songs. But it's yeah, I mean, I make a lot of content, and not most of it doesn't do very well, but sometimes it does do well, and that's good. So I think you just got to keep
I
trying.
think you own the parents trickery market right now on Instagram, because I had never seen anybody else do that before you, and it just cracks me up. I could see me doing that to my parents, but it's really funny. So when we're on the subject of social media and all these things that you're doing, and we all do that. I don't want to say steal, but we take things that we see other artists having success with, and we put our own spin on it. I mean, I do it. Peyton does it. And I think it's something that everybody does. But do you think social media has been something that's helped you in your career? Or do you think it's more of a burden? I mean, I don't know. I mean, you're, I guess, in your 20s, I'm assuming. So it's something you kind of grew up in that world, but do you think it's always positive? Is it a good thing? What's your thoughts on that?
I think, yeah, no, I mean, I definitely have grown up with it. I'm 22 right now, and I mean, I love it, but I also kind of hate it sometimes, because
Mhm.
if you have a video that will perform really well, you're gonna obviously have like a lot of negative comments, as well as positive comments. And so I don't love getting negative comments, but then you kind of can't really have success unless you have all of it. But I think, no, it's been great, because I mean, I think the reach, especially on TikTok, because of the algorithm, you can put out a video that takes you a minute to make, or like, not long, and that can reach hundreds of thousands of people.
Mhm.
And I think there's never been that, we've never kind of had that before. So for being an artist, I think it's a great medium to be able to get your music out there. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a bit different. So like, when I talk to people who have kind of been in the industry for a long time, they say, you know, 20 years ago, a record company would sign you up and they'd promote your music, and you would just have to write and sing and perform. But I think now artists have to kind of build up a following themselves before they can kind of get a big deal or take them to the next level. So I think kind of it's all on yourself, having quite like a strong work ethic and creating that all yourself, I think.
It really is. And I mean, when I watch you, and there's a reason why we asked you to come on the show, and yes, my main reason is the thing with the parents. It's hilarious. But beyond that, there's a clear difference in people that are on Instagram and TikTok that are fly by night. I'm going to be a star tomorrow. Let me write one song. Everybody love me. Please leave good comments. And if they get a bad comment, they're crushed and their career's over. When we look at you, we see this history of building, and you can go back to your music from 2-3 years ago, and it keeps evolving. It keeps getting better. What you're doing on social media is evolving very rapidly, and you're working hard. This isn't something that you take lightly. You're doing all the right things. So first, congratulations on, getting your as a production company to kind of help you on this next step. Is it a label?
Thank you so much. That's really kind. It's a distribution and management deal.
Yeah, that's amazing for someone 22 years old. Peyton's 22, by the way, just so you guys know. Peyton over there's 22.
When's your birthday, Peyton?
Actually, I'm 23. I just turned 23.
Oh,
last
that's
month.
right.
Yes.
I remember. Damn it, Peyton. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I'm getting old.
Yeah, you old fart. So, but I mean, to be 22 and to have this happen to you, I mean, it's got to be mind blowing. And then what I think I want other people that are watching the show is like, this didn't just fall in your lap. You've worked hard for this. And it's something that you can see in your music and your recordings, just like What If, when it came out. I mean, it's produced better probably than your last song, and it's put together better. You're pulling in resources to make and support you and make you sound better. So how much work does it take for a 22-year-old female to get to this level? It's a lot of work, isn't it?
It's I mean, I find it a lot of work, but I mean, I am like at the very like the foothills of my career. Like I feel like I'm just starting out, and I don't think I've had like, you know, much success at all yet. But yeah, it's I mean, it's a kind of full time. I'm feel like I work like 7 days a week trying to create content and, still write songs, and then I'm constantly like emailing people because I really want right now to be like a support act on like a tour or bigger gigs. So I'm kind of spend my life just emailing people, which is like 99% rejection, but that's just the way it goes. And then when you
Yeah.
do get, those people who come back and they say yes, and that makes it just feel really amazing. But I think, no, you're right. It takes up a lot of time. But it's worth it because I love music. I mean, music is my passion. I wouldn't want to be doing anything else.
Well, it seems like you got a great support group too, and not to keep harping on your parents, but it seems like they're invested in your success as well. And I mean, it's really cool to have a parent that's a musician as well, and in the industry with some experience and knowledge. So I'm sure that's helpful.
Yeah.
Um, Peyton, what do you got for Anna? Because I don't want to take her whole time up.
Well, it looks like our time's about done, but I mean, since we're kind of closing up, so I just want to ask, what's next for you? What's next for Anna B?
So I've got a new song coming out on November 4th called Another World, which I'm really excited about. And I think over the next year, I'm kind of going to be releasing a song every like 6 weeks. So all the songs are done. I just now need to put them out and kind of promote them. But that is what's next. And I'm doing lots of gigs in London and like bars and pubs in between then, which is very exciting.
So I got one last question too, Anna. I'm not going to let Peyton get the last question in. I watch your Instagram. It just pops up on my feed, and I'll see you at different venues. You're doing like little small venues and then maybe larger venues. So what's your favorite type of setting or venue to perform in live?
I played at a couple of festivals over summer, and that was amazing. One was called El Dorado Festival, and that was like up in the north of the UK. And then I did one called Car Fest, which was about an hour from London. And I love that because you can also go and listen to other musicians play, which is really cool. And I have a support guitarist who helps me out for those gigs. So those are probably my two favorite ones. And then also there's at festivals, I think there's a lot more people, so you have a bigger audience, which is great, because lots of the times I'm playing in pubs and I am playing to the people behind the bar, and that's it. So it's great to have a couple more people.
Well, you're doing a fantastic. We're so grateful that you made some time for us Saturday. You've been a big help to us. You've been, like I said, on our blog, you've been on our magazine, and now you've come on the show. So we're very grateful for all of that. And we wish you continued success. You're doing phenomenal in our book. You're doing everything right. You're very entertaining. You bring in a lot of humor. We could have had you on as a comedian, I think, as well as an artist. But ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't seen or heard Anna B, she's outstanding in everything she does. She's a great guitar player too, by the way. And she's a fantastic singer. Please go check out Anna B. She's on virtually every platform if you want to listen to her music. She's got a great new video out on YouTube for her video of What If. And if you just want a good giggle, a good laugh, go check out her stuff on Instagram because it is funny. It's entertaining. And with that, Anna, thank you so much for coming on our show today. We loved it. And we're going to let you get back to your Saturday. So thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me. I've really enjoyed talking to you.
Oh, well, have a great rest of your Saturday. We will talk to you soon.
Thank you so much. You too.
All right. Take care.